Yo, what's going on, man? Today is October the 27th. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. I realize I still have my glasses on. I don't need those. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Hit the like button for me as you join. Helps the algorithm, all that good stuff. And yesterday I talked about 3 games. Today we'll go through 4 games. Get through them pretty quickly. I don't love the NBA slate today. I think it's only 5 games on the board, so we'll break down 4 of them. Tell you guys what I'm thinking about 4 of them, and then we'll get up out of here. I go through a couple of the comments and talk about the newest sponsor again for people who might have missed it yesterday. After I check a couple comments, so yesterday gave out 2 plays: the Clippers and the Nuggets under 220.5. I told you guys yesterday on the show I liked it at 219.5. That was also a winner, even though I think 72 points were scored in the fourth quarter. And then Miami minus the 3.5. Pretty easy bet. Charlotte did make it close late, but Miami ends up covering the 3.5. I told you guys yesterday I would take it at 5 because I thought it was going to be a multiple possession win for Miami, and that turned out to be true. So we pick up almost 1.5 units yesterday. Nice 2-0 day. Did not touch the late games. I just went with the ones that I felt a little bit more comfortable with, and ended up being a successful day. So hopefully we can duplicate that here today if I end up playing anything. Let's go through a couple of the comments real quick, and then we'll get into it. Mike says, yo, good morning. Heard you get in the Discord. I can't wait, man. Yeah, the crazy thing is, Mike, I'm going to try to be quick with the comments today. I got another show at 11, but I actually got a Discord. I just never sent the link out to anybody. So I have created one. I was just like, man, this is going to take a lot of my time. I don't got too much time to be talking to people throughout the day, so I just never sent it out. But I will be. Maybe if you DM me on Twitter. If you DM me on Twitter at ChrisBeCappinn, 2 P's, 2 N's, I'll send a Discord link to the people who want it. I'm not gonna post it anywhere. Like, I'm not trying to, have the biggest Discord ever. I just, I think it's cool to get the notifications and be able to chat with the game after the show ends. So if you shoot me a DM on Twitter at ChrisBeCappinn, 2 P's, 2 N's, I'll send you guys the Discord information. What's up, Dropping Dimes? He says he already played the Pacers first half minus 4.5 and Drummond under half assists on Bet365. Let's get some bread today. I like it, Dropping Dimes. That Pacers first half is interesting. I want to talk about that for sure. What's up, Mark? Good morning to you. He says, let's make it a great Sunday. Chia in here. Good morning to you. What up, Charles? Lane says, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I love the positive energy, man. Look at Joe in here, Tasha in here, Justin in here. I live for it, man. I love the positivity. It's free to be positive. It's free to have a good spirit and just put positive vibes in the atmosphere, man. Good morning, Elaine. Let's see. Great picks yesterday, Nara says. What's up, Manny? Michael says, thanks for the picks. What up, PZ? Aaron says, good morning, Chris and community. Don't forget to like the video. Chris, do you think Denver will regress this season? I do think that they're going to regress, but they're going to be feisty. Like, the Nuggets lost, I think it's their first 0-2 start. I fell asleep yesterday, middle of the day, took like a 4-hour nap, crazy nap, missed the whole game, turned the fourth quarter on, and watched the end of the game. And I hear the announcer say it's like the first time they've lost 2 games to start the season since like 4 years. They're going out to start a 3-game road trip. They're gonna be locked in for those games. I think one of them is against Toronto. I'm looking to bet Denver here soon. But they will regress a little bit for sure, unless they don't really have too much money. They keep locking all their money up with the star players. They just played Jamal Murray, just gave Aaron Gordon the bag. Of course, you got to give Jokic whatever he wants. So yeah, they just, if that young talent doesn't develop, yeah, Christian Braun, Julius Strawther, yeah, they're gonna have to. Mike said he don't get Twitter. I'll figure it out, Mike. I'll figure it out. What's up, El Boogie? LA gonna sweep the Yankees or what? Because I don't think they're gonna sweep them. They low key were 2 pitches away from being down 0-2. Last night, bases loaded. I did get a chance to watch that. What's up, Robin? All right, let's get to the games, man. Appreciate this. CH says, got to know you from the Sauce Network. Keep up the good work, man. Appreciate that for sure. I will be on with Kyle at 11, so we'll get through these games pretty quickly today. Skip G says, good morning. What's up, Nesbet? He says, great start to the season. Let's stay hot. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to stay hot. As the season goes on, yesterday was the first time I sent out 0.75 unit plays since the first game first night of the season. Everything has been a half unit, but we cashed both of those yesterday. We'll get to some 1 unit plays here soon. Just want to collect a little bit more data points on these teams. Let's jump into it. I told you guys yesterday. Let me see if I can take my face off the screen so you guys can see this. Man, if you guys are interested in and use that promo code ChrisBeCappinn 2 P's 2 N's. Let's jump into it. Oh man, when I took myself off the screen, I think I muted myself by accident. Let me know if y'all can hear me now. What I was saying is though, my fault if I did go mute. What I was saying about Jaxon is, unlike typical chatbots, Jaxon is specifically engineered with Pond's powerful tools to deliver insight that go beyond the common public option. Jaxon taps into data to gather data from different sources to give you an edge. So whether you're looking for game predictions or injury updates or in-depth analysis, Jaxon can deliver what can take you manually like an hour or hours. It can deliver it to you in just seconds. So if you guys are interested in signing up, use promo code ChrisBeCappinn 2 P's 2 N's. It gets you 50% off whatever tier you decide. So if you want to go for it, if you want to try it out for a month, the 50% off is for the first month. But if you probably want to, if you have the financials, you probably want to get it for the full year, just because you can't get the 50% off for the year after you already used the 50% promo code for the month. So try it out, man. I encourage everybody to try it out. It's funny because at the bottom it says never cross your fingers again, bet unfair. That was pretty cool. And Jaxon is dope. I've been using it after I've been coming up with my plays to kind of see if their model likes what I've been spitting out and the plays that I've been liking as well. So check out Jaxon, man. Definitely the promo code is in the description of the video for you guys. Let's see. So I see a couple. Joe, he says, wait, what I missed at the beginning? So Jaxon is a first of its kind AI large language model optimized for sports betting and fantasy leagues. It covers NBA, MLB, NFL, NHL, you name it. And it's also in like 4 or 5 different languages as well. So you don't just have to, I know I got some people who watch the show in different countries. You don't have to put the stuff in and get it all back in English. So definitely check out Jaxon, man, if you guys are interested. Let's jump into the games for today, man. We got 76ers and Pacers minus 7.5 for the Indiana Pacers. Total in this one is trickling up. Last night, this was at 227 when I wrote it in my notes. 228.5. I see a 229 on the board as well. Spread hasn't really moved a lot at all. Still sitting at 8.5. It did go up to touch 8. It's a couple 8s out there right now as well. So on the, let me double check the injury report because I want to make sure I got everything right. Injury report, no Joel Embiid, no Paul George, of course. James Wiseman for the Pacers done for the season with that gruesome injury that he suffered. Get well, James Wiseman. Hopefully he can bounce back here soon. All right, so you got the Philadelphia 76ers, 0-2 straight up and against the number. Defensively, they've given up 124 points to the Milwaukee Bucks and 115 to a very weak Toronto Raptors offense, which makes sense why the money's coming in on here on the over. You got the Pacers looking to bounce back. This is their home opener, first leg of a back-to-back. They got a game with the Orlando Magic tomorrow on the road at that as well. So I think Indiana probably got a bad taste in their mouth after losing by 25 points on Friday to the Philadelphia 76ers. But you got a quick turnaround against the Orlando Magic tomorrow as well. The Pacers, I was just looking ahead to their schedule. They need this game. Pacers need this game bad because they got a difficult schedule coming up. Outside of the game in Orlando tomorrow, they got Boston on Wednesday, and then they got New Orleans after that. And I forgot, it's like 5, 6 games in a row. That's really, really hard games for this team. Historically, I looked at the total because I really wanted to get there with the over. These teams are 9-1 to the over in the last 10 matchups. Now, of course, most of those had Joel Embiid. And this Philadelphia offense has not been good, man. They've really, really struggled to score the basketball. We were on their team total. If you follow my play, I was on their team total up and over 111.5, and they couldn't get that against a really poor defensive team in the Toronto Raptors. Philly scored so far through two games. They're averaging just 106 points per 100 possessions, which is bottom 10. They're shooting 45.6% as an effective field goal percentage, which is the third worst. And I do think that the Pacers are in a primetime bounce back spot. I don't want to lay the full game, but I think what Drop and Dime said was something that I actually looked at last night as well. The only number that was available at the time was over on ESPN Bet, the -4.5 for the first half. What I've been noticing so far in the season is that these home teams have really, like home favorites, have really played well early in game in their season openers. We saw it yesterday with the Spurs. We saw it yesterday with the Memphis Grizzlies. These home teams have really played good in their season openers. So I kind of like that look a lot. I think that's the one that I would play. I don't want to lay it full game with the Pacers just because they do have the game tomorrow. Defensively, they're still giving up 120.2 points per 100 possessions, which is the fourth most. So I don't want to. They're not forcing turnovers, giving up some offensive rebounds. They're fouling at a high rate as well. But it does kind of feel like a bit of a bounce back spot here. And the only reason I didn't play the over because I do think you see some desperation here. The Philadelphia 76ers are 0-2. Some poor performances, and I think that they can cover the +8. I really do. But I like the Pacers early. I don't know if I want to lay it with them full game though. And I know the 76ers has been bad. It seems easy to take the 76ers, the Pacers in this spot. But I don't think I'm going to get there with that. Let's see what you guys are saying about this one. I didn't bet the game. Did not bet the game. Just kind of talking it out. It'd be Pacers first half minus the 4.5, but I would be taking Philly for the full game. Just thinking, Indiana bounces back after that 25-point loss on Friday to the Knicks. Let's see. Joe says, want to get there with Indy in some way. They were 28-14-2 against the spread off a loss last season. 10-2 also if they were home faves. I like that, Joe. Okay. I wonder what they were first half in that spot. Orlando let me down. Couple Joe says, glad I stayed away from that one. I talked about liking Orlando yesterday, but I wanted to see what happened with the injury report. I saw Ja get ruled in after being questionable, Jared Jackson Jr. So definitely some manipulation to the injury report. Orlando just didn't bring it. I'll be looking to see who they play next and try to probably back them. Well, they play this Indiana team, so I'll probably be looking to back them. They match up really well with Orlando. Orlando the Pacers like to attack the rim, and Orlando does a really good job of protecting the rim. Conversely, this Pacers team has, like I said, been attacking the rim, and the Philadelphia defense has really been giving it up. Much as we like Drummond and think he's a pretty good backup center, I was looking into the numbers. They've actually been better so far this season with Drummond on the bench. This Philadelphia defense giving up the fifth most points per 100 possessions, allowing teams to shoot 57% as effective field goal percentage, giving up the third most offensive rebounds, and they're fouling at the highest rate right now. The Philadelphia 76ers are. Let's see. Net says Pacers -7 for me to start the day. Bounce back. Going to run Philly out the gym. Turner is a terrible matchup for Drummond. That's a fact. Miles Turner should cook in this game. I could definitely see that. Bruce says, hey, Chris, way to go on the Clippers Nuggets analysis. You said 213, 214 points to be scored. You nailed it. Nice work. Yeah, it was about right. What up, LJ? He says going over 228 in this game. Totals are 21-15 to the over so far this season. Yeah, the only thing that kept me off was the desperation spot, but I couldn't talk you off. I think I can see over. I just can't get there to bet it. Robinson 76ers going to get rolled over tonight. That's what I figured most people would say. Joe says Pacers are also 10-3 ATS on the front end of a back-to-back last season. So a lot of good trends, Joe. Appreciate you for sharing that and doing your homework, man. What up, Brian? He says he likes the Pacers +6. That's the game I won't touch, but I just kept going back and forth, man. I think the Blazers covered a +6 today too. Pelicans got the Warriors tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I think no, I don't think it's tomorrow. I know they got the Warriors back-to-back games this week though, and both of them are in Golden State. I like. It's ugly to like Portland, man, but I think I like Portland with you, Brian. Drummond double -125 on FanDuel. Good value there, Limestone says. I agree with that. Let's see. LJ also sharing some trends about the Pacers. Thoughts on Pacers team total over 118.5. Dropping down says. I think first half over probably would be better. Dropping downs, but don't let me talk. I didn't research it. I just like I said, I like the Pacers first half like you do. Probably just against the spread. Fahrenheit says top of the morning, Chris. Like, comment, share, subscribe, become a member, buy some merch. Appreciate that. Skip says first half over, not for me. El Boogie says last night teams on home openers were nice in the first quarter. To your point, Chris. Yeah, I've been paying attention. What's up, Cal? Appreciate you for tapping in. Fahrenheit likes Mathurin over his points. He says clearing this line last 2. Took most of the shots last game. I like Drummond double as well. And to this point, I saw that the Pacers starters were outscored 121-30 something in the last game against the Knicks. Like Tyrese Halliburton didn't score, for people who don't know. Well, I don't know if he scored or not, but I know he shot 0 for 8 from the field, 0 for 7 from the 3-point line, I think it was, or something like that. So you do expect a little bit of bounce back, some regression to the mean for the Pacers here. They started should play a little bit better, but Mathurin been cooking for sure. And he played starter minutes. That's why we took him in game 1 against Detroit. What's up, Bissy? He says had me a weekend in college football. Let's not give it back today. He likes Benedict Mathurin over 13.5 points as well. A lot of Benedict Mathurin love today. Not taking the 76ers team total under though. Not against the Pacers defense, Robert, but let me talk you off. Let's see. L Boogie says Spurs, Suns, and Wolves all covered the first quarter as home openers. That could be it. That could definitely be it. Joe says in that situation off a loss, they won the first half 26 times, lost 17 times. Average line was around -1. -1.03, I think is what he means. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, let's keep it pushing. Like I said, if I'm betting this game, I want to look towards Pacers early, man. I know the 76ers in a desperation spot, but I kind of want to play the Pacers for the first quarter, first half, the way I would look, because they're also in a desperation spot. Got a really tough schedule coming up, but I don't really like betting on two desperate teams. In my opinion, Pacers got absolutely mollywopped by the Knicks, about 25 points. Let's go to the next one. We got the Bucks in the Nets up next. This line is still 9.5 total. Has trickled up. Well, actually trickled. It's kind of about the same, trickling down, I guess, a little bit. Last night when I was capping the game, it was 229.5, and I guess you do see a little bit of money come in on the under. Injury report, not anything too different that we haven't seen. Chris Middleton looks like he's still going to be out. Bojan Bogdanovic is still out. Day'Ron Sharp is still out, and Trenton Watford is still out for the Brooklyn Nets. So you got a Milwaukee team also, like probably a little bit desperate. I'm guessing they're coming off a very disappointing 11-point loss as a 9.5-point favorite against the Bulls in their home opener. This is also the first leg of a back-to-back for the Bucks. They got a big game tomorrow against the Boston Celtics. Probably a nice little measuring stick game. So how much are they really going to care about the Brooklyn Nets? But also, one of the bottom feeders in the league, but also like you probably want to play just play well in this game. Probably want to get it over with early, first quarter, first half. First half, so you can get ready for the game against Boston tomorrow. That's a big measuring stick game for Milwaukee, especially with Boston, being well rested. They'll be rested tomorrow, being that they played last night. Now for Brooklyn, this is their season opener. They're 0-2 straight up, but they've actually covered both games. They covered against Orlando. Well, they didn't cover against Orlando. We were on the right side in that game. They lost that game by 15, but they fought all the way to the end. And they did cover against Atlanta in game 1. They lost that game by 4. I think they were getting 7 in that game. Both of their games are actually going over. And I think that's a testament to, them fouling late, offense looking a little bit better than their defense. Really just can't stop anybody yet. I think Nicholas Claxton will continue to be on a minutes restriction as well. You look at the head-to-head spot, Milwaukee has won 8 of the last 10. They've covered 5 straight. They've won 8 of the last 10. They've also won 5 straight, but Brooklyn has actually covered 3 of the last 4. This line feels appropriate to me. I could see the Bucks getting the backdoor. The Brooklyn Nets getting the backdoor cover here. I think the Bucks will come out, try to play a little bit better defense against the perimeter. The Bulls hit 21 threes, I want to say, and shot 45% from the three-point line, which is why the Bucks lost that last game. They're gonna have to be much better. I don't know if they have the personnel though. Damian Lillard, Gary Trent Jr. don't scare me when I'm looking at who can score against guards that can score. You got Cam Thomas. I think has a really big game today. I like his points prop over 24.5, over 25.5. It's actually probably my favorite prop bet today. So I guess all in all, I lean over. I know the total is a tad bit too high. Brooklyn team total like 110, but I think I lean over here. I looked at the Bucks since the 2022 season. So going back 2 seasons, they actually 5-2 to the over, with the average total going over by about 16.5 points. If it's the game before they play against the Celtics. So to me, that trend says that they like to play a little bit less defense and then probably try to save their defense for the actual Celtics. Last season, they were a perfect 4-0 to the over in the games before playing the Celtics. Then I look at favorites coming off a loss by 10 points or more, where they were laying at least 7.5 or more, and then they're laying 7.5 or more in their next game through the first 15 games of the season. It's not profitable for the Bucks. 11-20-1 against the spread. With the potential look-ahead spot tomorrow to the Boston Celtics, I think Brooklyn is the only way I can look in this game. I think Brooklyn's going to fight all the way to the end, as they did in Orlando the other night, and they don't have back-to-back as their season opener. Brooklyn's, interestingly enough, also 2-0 against the spread in the first half. That's pretty enticing, being that they're coming into their season opener. But Milwaukee coming off such a bad loss to the Bulls, I think I'll stay off the first half in this one. But I would be betting Nets plus the points in this spot if I'm betting anything. What else? What y'all saying about this one? I know I said a lot. CG likes TJ McConnell in that last game. Robert likes the Pacers first quarter. He says second quarter spread not bad, -2.5. Livestone said he's on Cam Thomas threes. I like Cam Thomas a lot, man. I like his points and his threes today. How about the team total? Livestream says I don't like it as much, but I think the Bucks will be able to score. I definitely think Brooklyn will be able to score. So yeah, like I said, I lean over. Kia says Nets are fighters. They are. Markel says he likes Giannis triple-double. And what's up, my dude? What's up, Markel? Giannis to get a triple-double tonight. Robert says 9.5 look like a trap. Nat says if I'm playing, it's over 229. Bucks already 2-0 to the over. Long as the Nets hitting their shots, Bucks definitely going to kill us in the paint. Oh, I forgot you're a Brooklyn fan. That's Nets bet. Okay. Yeah, I like the over too. Home total 110.5. I saw that. I think they can get to 111, man. But there's nothing on this Brooklyn Nets offense that make me think 111 points is like standard in the NBA. It's actually a little low. I hope the pace is there because I need Brooklyn to score if I do play the over. I didn't play it though. Did not play it quite yet. Michael likes the over as well. All right, let's keep pushing. Get to the next game I wanted to get to real quick. We got the Atlanta Hawks and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Maybe the game of the day. Clippers and Warriors, we'll get into that one in just a second as well. So with this Hawks and Thunder game, we got double check the injury report real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, just the usuals. Everybody that was injured and didn't play in Friday game against Charlotte is also on the injury report here. For OKC, it's the same thing as well. Kendrick Williams, Jalen Williams, light-skinned Jalen Williams, Isaiah Hardenstein as well. So yeah, injury report hasn't changed at all. So we have here well, let's start with Atlanta first. Atlanta is 2-0 straight up on the season, but they failed to cover both numbers. It's the first leg of a back-to-back. They got to go. So they go to OKC today. They got a game in Atlanta tomorrow against the Washington Wizards. So probably not looking ahead to that game. OKC, second leg of a back-to-back. They started the season really strong, 2-0 straight up, 2-0 against the spread so far. Both wins coming by double digits. And this is their season opener as well, which kind of makes me want to take OKC early as well, maybe first half. Atlanta has won and covered 6 of the last 10 matchups in the head-to-head, and the totals are 7-3 to the over between these two teams. This total is actually all over the place. It was 229 last night when I was looking into it. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. This total was 232.5 last night when I was looking into it, and it's actually coming down. 228.5, 229 is available right now, and I kind of had mixed feelings about it, so I didn't take it. But I did lean Atlanta team total under 111.5. For people who haven't been paying attention, the Oklahoma City Thunder have been the best defense in the NBA so far. Now, you can pick holes in that because they did play against a Denver team that's struggling offensively. And yesterday, they got a Chicago team on the second leg of a back-to-back that was coming off a game where they just played above their heads against the Milwaukee Bucks. So they haven't faced necessarily the greatest offensive teams. They've also played some very slow-paced teams. Now, don't get it twisted. I think OKC is going to be good. OKC's offense has really struggled so far this season. They've been literally locking teams up. They've held both of their opponents, I think, under 90 points in the first 2 games so far this season. So last season, OKC was 8-6 straight up and against the spread when they were playing on no days rest. They were 9-4-1 to the over in this spot. However, OKC was, when they were laying 9 points or more last season, they were an under team, 11-5 to the under, with those games staying under by average of 8 points per game, which is where you see the line come in here. OKC was also 12-4 against the spread last season when they were laying 9 points or more. I looked at home favorites laying 9 points or more playing unrested within the first 10 games of a season, and they're 7-2 to the 7-2 against the spread since the 2018 season. I think it's crazy that the Thunder are laying 10 points in their home opener on the second leg of a road home back-to-back. Like, that, to me, feels kind of crazy. This line, I guess, is pretty appropriate. I think it's, plays out to be like 119.5 to like 109, I think is where the spread is right now. Both of these teams are top 10 in pace. Atlanta's defense has faced 2 not-so-great offenses, like I said, while OKC has faced 2 slow-paced Denver and Chicago teams. OKC's shooting they're shooting less than 20% on their above the break threes so far this season. One of the reasons why they have been, struggling to score, but it hasn't really, like I said, mattered because their defense has been so good. But here's why I mentioned OKC shooting 20% on their above the break threes. That's actually the second worst percentage in the NBA. However, Atlanta, second worst against that shot, allowing teams to shoot 48% through the first 2 games. In game 1, it was Cam Thomas and the Brooklyn Nets. Game 2, LaMelo Ball hit 9 threes in that game. OKC shots should fall tonight. I actually like their team total to go up and over if I'm playing anything in this game. I want to stay away from the spread because it's the second leg of a back-to-back. Although I will say last season on the second leg of a back-to-back, I think the Thunder covered all 4 games. And when they were laying close to this number on the second leg of a back-to-back, they covered every single time as well. So I just think that OKC probably going to be able to score here. I'm not sure what Atlanta's defense is going to do. For people who don't know, I talked about this on Friday. Trae Young is from OKC. He will try to put on a show for the crowd today. Atlanta team total is 108.5 on one book and 110.5 on another book. So a lot of variance there. You can get OKC team total at 119.5. And Atlanta's defense has not been that great in my opinion through the first 2 weeks, through the first 2 games. So I know I said a lot, but those are my thoughts on this one. I didn't bet the game at all. Just trying to share some notes with you guys, let you know how I'm seeing it. Jeffrey likes Jalen Johnson over 17.5 points in this game. He has been hooping to start. Netsbet says Thunder back-to-back with travel, but I'm 2-0 backing them on them again until I have a reason not to. Netsbet says he playing them every single time they play. He try to play them at practice. White team versus what is it? Blue team versus orange team out here. He trying to pick the scrimmage team. He said OKC locks down wings. Gonna have Trey in jail and abuse his defense too. OKC a wagon, man. Okay. So we got some over money here. We like Bitsy reminding everybody hit the like button. Appreciate that. Livestone says they're on an away home back-to-back. Away and Hawks are 2-0 as well. I played Capella double for the value at plus 300, but I stayed off of it. 300 is really good odds there. Third game for a night situation. That's a fact. Joe says since 2005, if you won 2 straight by 5 or less, in the first 5 games, you're 9-19 against the spread. That's Atlanta. So this is an OKC spot. I found something similar to that last night too, Joe. I couldn't remember exactly what it was. I think it was teams that didn't cover the first 2 games. I looked at that in game 3 specifically. Okay. Hawks plus 9.5 for 77 figures. So he'll take it. Okay. OKC team total, Michael says. That's what I kind of like. I kind of like that 119.5. One thing that's crazy. This is the last thing I'll say about this game before we move over to the last one. So I'm looking at the Thunder last year as a home favorite. They averaged 120 points, which is right where the number is today. So then I'm like, let me see how much the Thunder averaged at when they were unrested at home. They scored 128 points per game when they were unrested, but only 120 points per game as a home favorite. So for whatever reason, the Thunder score more points on the second leg of a back-to-back at home than they do before the game starts. 77 figures says another 30 ball for Trae Young over his points look good. Jalen says OKC to the wheels fall off. Chet over his 10.5 rebounds. I understand people, wanting to back the team that just made them money. I think a lot of people wanted to fade me yesterday because the Hornets were 2-0 against the spread in their first 2 games, and I said it was going to be a Miami spot. So I can understand it. Makes a ton of sense. That says Trey not putting up 30 with Dort, SGA, and Caruso on him. And if he does, I'll be very impressed. And I don't think I can disagree with that. Can't disagree with that. All right, last game I want to get into real quick is the Clippers and the Warriors. So injury report for the Clippers. They still got some time to submit it. So this is a game where you could potentially want to wait on the injury report. Clippers had to go play all the way, play that game all the way out last night against Denver, hit some late free throws to win the game. I think James Harden hit them in Denver last night. So you go from altitude to Golden State, no rest. Looks like nobody's on the injury report outside of the PJ Tucker, who's not with the team, Kawhi Leonard, of course, who's out, and Mo Bamba, who hasn't played yet this season. Golden State has a fully healthy roster as well. So Golden State, home opener, 2-0 straight up and against the number in their first 2 games. 2 pretty impressive wins, even though they've come against subpar teams. Game 1, they started off slow against the Trailblazers, ended up smoking the Trailblazers, beat them by 25 points or more. And then last game was against the Utah Jazz, a team that they historically struggle with in Utah. They win that game and cover it fairly easy as well. Another 20-point win there. So, situationally, Clippers have won 3 of the last 4, dating back to last season. Of course, you could take that with a grain of salt. Paul George and Kawhi played in those games. This was a game that, Golden State being 9.5-point favorites is not something that I really want to lay with them. Now, should the Clippers run out of gas and maybe be able to keep it close early? Potentially. The Clippers so far this season, and I said this earlier, they're going to have to rely on their defense. This is a very fast-paced team versus a very slow-paced team. I was looking into this last night. I think Golden State is actually the fastest-paced team so far this season. They're also the Warriors, and that's always makes it difficult. Yeah, the Warriors are number 1 in fast break frequency right now. 26.2% of the times they're actually getting out and trying to run. They're only running 67% of their plays in the half court, which is the lowest so far. They've also been a good offensive rebounding team, which is interesting to me. But when we look at the Clippers, specifically on the defensive end, I think that's where we see a significant upgrade here. The Clippers do a pretty good job of protecting the rim. They're second so far through a couple games. They're second in opponent rim frequency, 14th in accuracy, 11th in opponent paint frequency, and 8th in opponent paint accuracy. Where they struggle though is guarding the 3-point line. They're actually allowing teams to shoot 40% from the 3-point line on all threes. And above the break three, 45.6%. That does not bode well if you like the Clippers in this spot. And I actually was thinking about the under in this game just because I do think potentially sees a little bit of regression for the Golden State Warriors in this spot. The Golden State Warriors are third in all three frequency. We know any team that's coached by Steve Kerr is going to shoot a bunch of threes. They're 11th in accuracy, shooting 38% from the 3-point line. And 6th and above the break three frequency, 14th in accuracy as well, shooting about 36% from the above the break three. But they're letting it go from the corner three. Like their 3-point offense is really, really good. So Clippers gonna have to defend the 3-point line a little bit better. If not, they probably get blown out in this spot. I kind of want to take the under though. I looked at favorites playing. This is a divisional game for people who don't know. I looked at favorites playing divisional games that are coming off back-to-back wins of 20 points or more. And they're 46, 33, and 2 to the under, which is about 58%. And if the spread is double digits or even close to double digits, it increases to about 60% to the under. So this was a spot where I kind of wanted to play the under. I think the Clippers offense could really, really struggle. But the Warriors offense has been, they're 4th in points scored per 100 possessions right now, 8th in effective field goal percentage, 3rd in offensive rebounding rate, even though the Clippers are the best offensive rebounding team as far as not allowing them. I kind of still want to get there with the under. I kind of feel like it's still a little bit of an under game. Not laying 9.5 with the Warriors, though. I know I'm not doing that. Clippers team total only 106.5. Probably won't get there either. I just think it's going to be a slow-paced game, though. So those are my thoughts. I did not play this game either. Let's see what you guys are saying about this one before I get into a quick recap and jump up off of here. Bitsy likes Buddy Hield over 11.5 points. He says, feed me plus 100. He has been cooking. I can see Buddy Hield I just gave you guys the numbers. This makes a ton of sense with the Clippers struggling to guard the 3-point line so far. I think Phoenix shot pretty well in game 1 from the 3-point line. They also had Denver yesterday. Jokic hit 7 threes, a career high 7 threes yesterday. So their 3-point defense has been bad, and they're not catching a break because the Warriors, that's all they want to do is shoot a bunch of threes. So this actually lines up well for the Golden State Warriors as far as matchup wise, because like I said, the strength of the strength of the Clippers so far has been their ability to protect the rim. They're not protecting the 3-point line as much. If we flip it real quick, because I haven't made a play yet today, and it's one that I kind of want to put at least one play in. If we flip it, the Clippers struggle against the 3. The Warriors guarding the 3-point line really well. They're actually number 1 in all 3 in their opponent 3-point accuracy. 22% is what they're holding teams to. 23% from the above the break 3. 20.8% from the corner 3. That's number 1, number 2, and number 2 so far throughout the first couple games. And the Clippers have struggled. They're not even shooting threes. They're shooting the 3rd fewest threes so far. And they're shooting it at 27%, which is 7th worst in the NBA. So, like I said, that kind of makes me think under. Maybe it's Clippers team total under. I think the Warriors can protect the rim. Trace Jackson Davis to slow down Zubac after him having a big game against Jokic yesterday. I don't know. Clearly, you guys can see I'm kind of still going back and forth in my head. Aaron says, do you think Norman Powell is for real? He was raining threes. They killed my parlay. I don't think his three is going to go in today. I just gave you the number for the Warriors. Back-to-back, coming out altitude. I don't like it as much. 77 Figure says, Norman not going for 35 again. It's a ton of points, but I'm laying 9.5 with Golden State. As I talked it out more, 77 Figures, I think you're right, man. If this game is close at halftime, I'll probably play the Warriors in the second half. Drop a Dime says Warriors second half team total over might be an interesting look. I agree with that. Nesbeth says hate this game. I have no idea. This is what I kind of was at too, Nesbeth. He says Clippers if I had to play it, but can make a case for both sides, so he's off of it. Jeffrey says Buddy Hield to go over his 2.5 3-point makes. I like that look a lot. I do like that. And appreciate you for tapping in, Justin. Morel says, I don't see Warriors losing this game, but scared of that 9.5. That's what the bookmakers trying to do, man. They just trying to make it scary for you. Just notice you're going on the sauce in 15 minutes. I will be there in 15 minutes. I will be. Robert says, looking forward to you and Kyle live. We talking NFL Before we talk NBA, a couple NFL looks I got for today. Nesbeth says, love Milton and Hill additions, though. Yeah, this is the deepest team in the NBA right now. The Warriors are by far the deepest team in the NBA. All right. All right, let's get into a quick recap. So this is what I talked about liking. Cam Thomas, I think if I play a player prop today, it will be on his points. He gets a favorable matchup against at home for the first time this season. His volume has been through the roof. I think he has a usage rate of about 40% so far. I think that game goes over the total, which is why I put the over 229 in there as well. You can get a 228.5, I think, right now as well. And then, like I said, I think this game goes under. The only thing that's on here that I am also interested in betting is probably the first half. I do think the Pacers first half, whether it's the team total over or it's first half minus the 4.5, I do think that that's a really good look as well. The Pacers, just bounce back spot for them after coming off that 25-point loss to the Knicks 2 nights ago. And Halliburton said, I'll be better. He said, Said a good thing about the game is I'll shoot a lot of shots tomorrow. I'll shoot a lot of shots before the game on Sunday. So I think the Pacers are the right side. I really, really do, man. Like I said, I haven't given out a bet though. Shout out to Saturated for becoming a YouTube member again. Appreciate you, Saturated. Mark says, we'll check in on Cal's show. Best of luck to everyone. Yeah, I just always want to come in here and talk the games out, even if I don't have anything that I bet. You guys can see what's on my list right now for today, though. If I'm placing bets, it's these three, probably Pacers, first half as well, but have not put anything in quite yet. Cam Thomas points screaming my name, though. Probably going to get there. Wouldn't surprise me if he had a 30 ball today. And that'll be the show for today, man. Resources, as always, are here. Definitely check out Jaxon if you guys are new to the show. Like I said, just became a sponsor for them yesterday. Use the referral code ChrisBeCappinn, 2 P's, 2 N's. I talked about it at the beginning of the show, so you can check out, just all the good things that they offer over there. Money Baller and OddsJam is always my favorite 2 sports betting softwares that I use on a daily basis, and some more at the bottom as well. But referral codes are always going to be in the description for you guys if people are interested in signing up. ChrisBeCappinn, 2 P's, 2 N's on Money Baller, and OddsJam is CBC for 20% off your first month. Appreciate everybody for tapping in as always. Hit the like button for me on your way out, and link for all my official plays in the description of the video when I do make them. Bet responsibly. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy your Sunday, man. I'm out.